It's your Burning Guru in the house, back with another Arsenal news episode. Where, ladies and gentlemen, more news for you guys as we seek another good performance from Nicola Pepe. I don't know how he's gonna develop next season, but he's done something special yesterday night. That second goal that he scored, and plus his movement and position sense for the first one was also something special. So, without any further ado, let's just jump into the first news that we have for you guys. So, Arsenal have been second in the last 23 league games. They've actually played 23, won 13, 5 draws and 5 losses. 41 goals scored, 21 conceded. That is equal to 44 points. So only because of that, Arsenal actually have done something special to stay in ninth. Otherwise, we would have been definitely 15th for sure. But which tells me that why starting the season beautifully is a very, very big thing. Moving on, so Tottenham actually dropped points, all three of them against Aston Villa, with own goals from Sergio Reguilon and a good strike from Ollie Watkins, cancelling out a blitzkrieg of a shot from Steve Bergwijn. But anyways, that's not for me to judge. Moving on, so Joe Willock became the youngest player to score in 6 consecutive Premier League appearances in the competition's history. He scored the only goal for Newcastle against Sheffield United, that wonder header. I wonder where was Joe Willock's heading prowess when he was an Arsenal player. Anyways, that is not the cause of concern. So Joe Willock has opened up about his future, and it's actually a very, very big telltale, ladies and gentlemen, right now, because Joe Willock says, I'm not sure, I need to have a conversation and see what the best move for me is. I made friends for life and made a really big connection with the fans. It's one of my options and I'm going to consider it. So, well, Joe Willock for now is actually interested in actually making the signing for Newcastle. Even Newcastle tweeted out his image when he scored the goal yesterday, and he said that he cannot stop scoring. They're in awe with him, man, because he's a guy who's bailing them out. And I understand what kind of feeling that Newcastle fans, Steve Bruce and Joe Willock's teammates are really having right now. Moving on, so Leicester are poised to offer Ryan Bertrand a move to the King Power Stadium after completing a £15 million deal for Soumaré. At this stage, it is believed Bertrand is seeking a 2-year contract, but he's a long-term target for Rodgers, so a compromise is likely. Leicester will face competition from other Premier League clubs for Bertrand. So, Ryan Bertrand, ladies and gentlemen, is still at top of the town for Leicester City, and I can't keep calm. I mean, what the fuck? Like, why? Moving on, so Arsenal have never lost a Premier League match in which a teenager has scored in 60 matches played, 50 wins, 10 draws and 0 losses. So Arsenal, that's a very crazy stat. Also, Arsenal have now won 10 Premier League away matches this season, the most that they managed to win away from home in a season since 2014-2015, where Arsenal also won 10 away games. I think that's really good. The away performance has been superb. It's a development, I would say. And since making his Premier League debut, Martin Odegaard has created more chances than any other Arsenal player. 17 chances created with his assist to Gabriel Martinelli against Crystal Palace, his first assist in the competition. So, Odegaard is actually coming really clutch for Arsenal. So Mikel Arteta had to say something about the game. He says on the late winner, he says, "You saw me on the touchline. I'm so happy because you're able to win a game in the last minute. It's always really pleasing because it shows the team how much they wanted and how much they believe up to the last whistle." So really good. And talking about Odegaard's assist, Arteta says, with his quality, he's able to do that, and that connection with those runners from the opposite side is something he's really good at. He's finding the right moment and right time to do it, and Gabi to manage that ball because it was not easy. Mikel Arteta also opened up about how close Martinelli is to a starting point. He says, very close. He needs to keep fighting to be closer and closer. We need to understand where the boys are in the phase of their development and what they have done already this season and last season. He also says that I know we want to play with 11 academy players under 20, but guys, who is doing that? They're doing more than anybody, and they are going to have chances. They're earning their chances, and it's not like we aren't giving them chances. It's a joy to have them with us. So West Ham currently winning. They actually won 3-1 against West Bromwich Albion. Arsenal cannot mathematically qualify for the Europa League this season. However, a qualification for the Europa Conference League is still a possibility. And the best part was Gabriel Magalhaes stopping a very skillful Wilfried Zaha to score as well, and so did Chambers, good defensively. And look at the celebration, I love it. I love what Nicola Pepe did. So also Gabriel Martinelli on qualification for Europe says we have brilliant players and we believe we can qualify for the Europa League. We need to go there and win the next game. I'm always ready when Mikel Arteta needs me. I will be there. And Arsenal have won 4 Premier League matches in a row for the first time under Mikel Arteta and the first time since October 2018. Let's give it another and get it the 5th time. Moving on, so talking about different stuffs. Let's talk about the Europa League and Europa Conference League permutations for Arsenal after Tottenham have slipped up. So the finish line for the Premier League is upon us, ladies and gentlemen, but let's see, the race for the top 4 Europa League and Conference League has also gone down. So who will qualify for the Champions League? Just in the previous years, of course, top 4 will qualify for the Champions League, with City or Chelsea poised to go head-to-head in this season's Champions League final, and Manchester United facing Villarreal in the Europa League final, and all the 3 clubs poised to finish in the top 4. Could it mean? The answer to that question is no. A maximum of 5 English clubs can participate in the Champions League, but England will not be awarded an extra place if, for instance, Chelsea win the Champions League and finish in the top 4. Should Chelsea win the Champions League and finish outside the top 4, they could gain entry to make up the 5 clubs involved. City and United are already guaranteed top 4 finishes, whilst Chelsea remain a pretty good bet to join them, to just need to match what Liverpool and Leicester do on the final day. The battle for the 4th place will go down the wire, with Liverpool and Leicester in contention. Now, who will qualify for the 2021-2022 Europa League? Now, there's a big chance has come to play. In previous years, 3 Europa League spots have been given up for grabs, but the introduction of Europa Conference League makes the situation slightly more different. The club that finishes 5th in the Premier League will qualify for the Europa League alongside the FA Cup winners, which are Leicester. In the event that Foxes finish in the top 4 in the Premier League, only the 6th place team will qualify for the Europa League. So it's Leicester and the 5th ranked team, and if and only if Leicester make it in the top 4, then West Ham are in the pole position to get that. So let's see. And what about the Europa Conference League? Well, this is where it starts to get slightly complicated. The Europa Conference League is UEFA's new 3rd ranked European competition, which is a step down from the Europa League proper. So the club that finishes 7th in the Premier League will go in the final round of the qualifiers for next season's inaugural Europa Conference League. So current Premier League top 9, you all know where they are. So all Arsenal have to do is pray that Everton lose, and so do Tottenham, and they get into the Europa Conference League, whatever that is. So moving on, so as we speak about it, ladies and gentlemen, Antoine Griezmann is actually open for sale. Yes, Barcelona have made Antoine Griezmann up for grabs, and Fabrizio Romano has opened up about it. First of all, in the comments, let me know, do you guys really want Antoine Griezmann? But here's the reality. Fabrizio Romano tweets about Griezmann's future. He says, Atletico president to El Larguero says, I'd love to sign Antoine, but I think Barcelona are not planning to sell him. Barcelona position is different. They're open to sell Griezmann if an important bid will arrive. Paris Saint-Germain are not among Antoine's favorite options. So let me know what you guys feel about Antoine Griezmann to Arsenal. Is that a really good option? But moving on, so Mikel Arteta and Edu have been given the new transfer moves that they should actually do to get themselves benefits. Now, Chelsea midfielder Joe Cole says that he must address the spine of his side in the summer transfer window. So Cole says wasn't happy with the role of Magalhaes and El Neni, which led to Benteke's goal. He says, when I talk about the frailties in this Arsenal team, it's the same thing we've said for years and years. You hear Arsenal fans talking in the pub and it's always the same things. El Neni goes down too easy for Benteke's goal. You've got your holding midfielder and your centre half going down with a minimal touch when they should be at their most concentrated. I don't want to keep harking back to the times that they had Sol Campbell, Adams, Keown. It didn't cost them tonight because of the quality at the other end of the pitch. Those situations, if you're El Neni and you're the enforcer, a hand goes on your back in that area, you stay up, you follow your runner. If it's a great cross like it was and a great header like it was, you hold your hands up. But for both of them to be on the floor looking up when Benteke heads in it isn't good enough. Arsenal fans are so frustrated about that situation. If they deal with that, if Arteta can address that in the summer, with the end of the season they've had, they can be back. Well, I would want to raise certain issues from yesterday's game against Crystal Palace. One was this one. How is this not a red card? Like, how is this? Like, Jeffrey Schlupp, there's a studs up challenge on Chambers. How is that not a red card but only a yellow? Forget about that. Look at this. Benteke does this on Elneny. I think Elneny should have fallen down to make it look more dramatic. Elneny should have fallen more down. How is that only a yellow? It baffles me. Well, but that's that. So with this, I'll end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you see daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing.